The Little Princess and the Afternoon Tea with Cats. Chapter 1. The Castle on the Hill. Once upon a time, in a bright kingdom filled with blooming gardens and fluttering butterflies, there lived a little princess named Lila. Princess Lila was not like the other princesses you may have heard about. She did not spend all day twirling in shiny gowns or sitting still on a golden throne. Lila loved to explore, to wonder, and most of all, to dream about magical adventures. Her favorite place in the castle was the sunny balcony that looked over the royal rose garden. From there, she could see the tops of the trees in the enchanted forest and the rooftops of the village where children played. She often leaned on the railing, imagining what it would be like to invite everyone, yes, everyone, for a wonderful afternoon tea party. But there was something special about this princess that only her closest friends knew. Princess Lila had a heart so gentle that animals trusted her instantly. Birds perched on her shoulders. Butterflies danced around her hair. And cats. Oh, the cats adored her. Chapter 2. The Cats of the Castle. The castle was home to many cats. There was Sir Whiskers, a wise old tabby with a nose like a button. There was Lady Paws, a silky white cat who loved ribbons. There was Marmalade, the playful ginger kitten who tumbled down staircases with a squeaky meow. And then there was Shadow, a shy black cat who preferred hiding under tables, but who secretly liked Lila's company best. Every morning, Lila greeted them with tiny bowls of warm milk.
"Good morning, my dear knights and ladies of the royal cat court,"
she said, bowing dramatically. The cats meowed back as if they understood. But Lila noticed something. While the cats loved milk and napping in the sun, they had never experienced something she herself adored: afternoon tea.
"Wouldn't it be lovely,"
she whispered to Shadow one day,
"if we could all sit together, drink tea, and eat tiny cakes like true royalty?"
Shadow blinked his golden eyes as though to say, yes, yes it would. And so the idea of a magical afternoon tea with cats was born. Chapter 3. The preparations begin. The very next morning, Princess Lila skipped down to the royal kitchen. The cooks were busy baking bread for the villagers, chopping herbs and stirring great pots of soup. But Lila had her own plan.
"Good day, Chef Basil,"
she called to the head cook.
"I would like to prepare a very important tea party for my most distinguished guests."
"And who might those be, Your Highness?"
asked Chef Basil, wiping his hands.
"My cats,"
Lila announced proudly. The kitchen grew quiet for a moment, then burst into gentle laughter.
"Cats at a tea party? Well, why not? You always bring surprises, Princess," said
the chef. Together, they decided on a menu. Warm chamomile tea with milk for the cats, sweet berry tea with honey for Lila, tiny salmon tarts, cream-filled pastries, little sandwiches shaped like fish and mice.
"Oh, and don't forget the strawberry cupcakes,"
Lila added, clapping her hands. Chef Basil winked.
"Of course, a tea party without cupcakes is hardly a party at all."
Chapter 4. Invitations to the royal cats. That afternoon, Princess Lila sat at her desk with a stack of pink cards and a jar of sparkly ink. She carefully wrote invitations. "You are cordially invited to the royal afternoon tea with Princess Lila. Please bring your whiskers, your paws, and your best appetite." She slipped the cards under pillows, into baskets, and even tied one around Shadow's tail with a silk ribbon. The cats sniffed, pawed, and purred at the invitations. It was clear they understood something special was about to happen. Chapter 5. A Rainy Day Problem. The morning of the tea party arrived, and so did the rain. The sky turned gray, and raindrops tapped against the windows.
"Oh no,"
Lila cried. She had planned the party in the garden among the roses.
"What if the cats get wet?" What if the cakes get soggy?
Shadow rubbed against her legs as if to remind her. Problems always have solutions, so Lila thought hard.
If the garden is too wet, then we shall have the tea party inside.
She ran through the castle until she found the perfect place, the ballroom. Its shiny marble floor reflected the chandelier's golden light, and the tall windows let in just enough sunshine between the clouds. It would be splendid. With the help of the servants, she moved tables, spread lace cloths, and placed china cups just the right size for cats. She even laid out tiny cushions so each cat could sit comfortably. Chapter 6. The tea party begins. At last, the hour arrived. The cats padded into the ballroom one by one. Sir Whiskers jumped onto his cushion with great dignity. Lady Paws flicked her tail elegantly. Marmalade rolled across the floor before tumbling onto his seat. Shadow crept in quietly and sat close to Lila.
Welcome, my honored guests. Today we shall sip tea, nibble cakes, and share stories like true friends,
Lila said with a curtsy. The servants poured warm chamomile tea into shallow saucers. The cats lapped happily, their whiskers twitching. Lila sipped her sweet berry tea, her eyes sparkling. Soon the salmon tarts and fish-shaped sandwiches were served. Marmalade pounced on a tart so quickly that everyone giggled. Sir Whiskers chewed thoughtfully, as though judging the flavor like a food critic. Lady Paws delicately nibbled crumbs, her white fur spotless.
See?
Lila laughed.
You are all perfect guests.
Chapter 7. Story time. When the plates were nearly empty, Lila clapped her hands.
Now comes the best part of every tea party stories.
She told them about brave knights who rode on giant cats to save kingdoms. She described magical lands where kittens ruled and humans were the pets. She even imagined a flying ship made of yarn that sailed through the clouds. The cats listened with glowing eyes. Marmalade purred so loudly it sounded like applause. Shadow curled against Lila, his tail wrapped around her arm, as if to say, "Tell us more." Chapter 8. A Tiny Trouble. Just as Lila was about to begin another story, a sudden crash echoed through the ballroom. Marmalade had knocked over a teacup, and the tea spilled across the floor.
Oh dear,
cried Lila. The cats froze. Would the party be ruined? But Lila only smiled.
accidents happen.
She said gently. She fetched a towel, wiped the floor, and poured Marmalade a fresh cup.
A good host never gets angry at her guests.
The cats purred in relief. It was a small lesson, but an important one. Kindness matters, even when things go wrong. Chapter 9. A Surprise Guest. Just then, the doors creaked open, and in padded a guest no one expected. It was a scruffy gray kitten from the village, dripping wet from the rain. His fur stuck up in spikes, and his eyes were wide with worry. The royal cats hissed softly, unsure about this stranger. But Lila rushed forward.
Oh, you poor thing.
She whispered, wrapping him in a towel.
You're welcome here, little one. Would you like to join our tea?
The kitten blinked, then gave a tiny meow. Lila set a cushion beside her own and placed a saucer of warm milk before him. At first, the other cats watched cautiously. But when the kitten lapped happily, Marmalade batted him playfully with a paw, and soon they were all friends. That day, Lila taught the cats another lesson. Hospitality means opening your heart to new friends. Chapter 10. The Rainbow Ending. As the tea party drew to a close, the rain outside slowed. A golden beam of sunlight stretched through the window, and soon a rainbow arched across the sky.
Look! It's a rainbow to bless our tea party.
Lila cried. The cats gathered at the window, tails swishing, eyes wide with wonder. For a moment, the ballroom was filled with light, laughter, and the soft sound of purring. Princess Lila sighed with happiness.
Today was perfect. We shared tea, treats, stories, and kindness. That is what makes a party truly magical.
And from that day forward, the cats never forgot their special afternoon tea with the princess. Whenever they saw a rainbow, they purred, remembering the time they sat together as one big family. Epilogue. Lessons from the tea party. Princess Lila learned and taught her cats many things that day. 1. Imagination makes ordinary days extraordinary. 2. Problems can be solved with creativity. 3. Kindness matters more than perfection. 4. There is always room for new friends. And perhaps, if you listen closely one rainy afternoon, you too might hear the gentle sound of cats purring at a royal tea somewhere far away. Because magic, after all, is never far when hearts are kind.